What's up, everybody? It's your boy Love, man, and welcome to another segment of Business is Business. This is brought to you by Bibwear Inc. and Nustrarena Lingerie. Tonight I have a very, very special guest in the house. The first guest of New Year 2021. This young lady reached out to me on Facebook. She's 33 years old. She's an entrepreneur. She's out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Now, she has a unique story and a unique name, and we're going to get into the name in a second. But she owns a vending company, and the name of the company is KandyCo Vending. So without further ado, I want to bring to the show Kandace Smith A.K.A. Just call me CEO. Kandace, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going? I'm doing great.
Good, man. Welcome to the show.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm blessed. We got out of 2020. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy for that. How was 2020 for you?
Man, it was rough, but you know, I set a lot of goals and I accomplished those goals. So
That's good.
It ended up great.
That's good. Goals is good. You got to write that shit down, man. You got to write it down. That's right. Is that what you do? I write mine
every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
I write them every Sunday.
Now, for the people, for the viewers, you know, I only got 3 viewers. You know what I'm saying? For those 3 fans I got, you know, they watched the show and you hit me up on Facebook, and you was networking.
Yeah.
I never met you before.
Right.
I didn't even know if we were friends on Facebook before, but somehow you hit me up, and you know what I'm saying? You sold yourself. I was like, listen, this is what my show's all about. And what better way to bring you on the show for the very first show, the second episode of the Wake Your Ass Up show. So thank you again for coming. Appreciate that. All right, so the name. Your name is Kandace Smith, but your AKA, just call me CEO. So before we get into all the good shit, tell me about that name. How'd you get it?
All right, let me see. So I'm an entrepreneur. So my very first business I was in the music industry, and that's probably how I know you, because back in that time, this is about 10 years ago, I friended a lot of people in the music industry.
Okay.
On Facebook.
Yeah.
So I had my own record label out here, and I was managing this artist. Me and him are best friends. I was managing this artist, and we would, you know, beat in the streets, networking, you know, hanging out at the clubs, and we always networked with DJs.
Okay.
And this one particular DJ, he always called me CEO because of my work ethic. I'm always networking. I'm always talking, introducing myself.
Right.
So he started calling me that. He said, "What's up, CEO?" Everywhere I go, "What's up, CEO? What's up, CEO?" And everybody else in the industry just started calling me that. All the artists I was managing called me that. Right. So it's kind of like I adopted the name. You know, I adopted the name, and that's how it started, just from that business. So just call me CEO it's, you know, it's a tag I go by.
I like that.
And I'm actually CEO of my company. I've had several companies I've started, so I just kept it going.
That's what's up. That's what's
kept
up.
It going.
You might didn't know me as South Coast Records, because I own a record label, among other things, and that could be for it. Because I have a lot of friends on my Facebook. That I don't know who the hell they are, but when I first started my label, I was just friend requesting friend. You know what I'm saying? You want to network.
Right. Me too.
Yeah.
Right.
So one thing I wanted to tell you, and when people call you names like just call me CEO, that's actually an honor, because what that means is they look at you differently.
Right.
There's something that you're doing differently. You feel me? And
exactly.
That's an honor. You know, it should humble you, but it also should let you know you're doing the right thing.
It does. And I was at the bank yesterday, and I paid myself for the first time out of this company, and I wrote on the check, pay yourself first. So the girl says, "Okay, CEO." She doesn't know me. She doesn't know that I go by that. She was like, "Okay, I see you, CEO." So it's like confirmation from God, you know, like, wow.
Yeah.
Like I'm stepping into this calling. So yeah, I'm really humbled by it. I don't like people to think that I'm cocky, but I really love to be called CEO. You know, it humbles me, and I respect people that call me that.
Right. It's you know, starting a business, people don't understand. You know, people that's never owned a business, you know, they automatically think that you're making all kind of money because you own a business. And a lot of times it's the opposite.
No.
You know, you got to be willing to lose money your first year at least. You know, it's hard, man.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard. So you just 33 years old. How long have you owned KandyCo?
I started KandyCo in August 2019. So almost 2 years, a year and a
Okay.
half.
Okay. Now I know the story, but for the viewers, how did you? What led you into starting this company?
Man, like I said, I'm an entrepreneur at heart.
Right.
So I'm always coming up with ideas. I want to start this business. I want to start that business. Long story short, I came up with this because I had just recently got fired from a job that I really love.
Right.
And I'm tired of getting fired. I done lost a couple jobs in my life. And
Me too.
I'm like, all right, look, I can't keep losing my job. So find you something that's gonna make you some money and that you can grow and build. So I
Right.
came across vending machines, and I'm like, man, I can do that. That's easy. So
Yeah.
I bought two machines and taught myself the business, and the rest is history. So I'm just growing that business. I just want to create some passive income. I have a 2-year-old son. I want to
Okay.
leave some generational wealth behind for
There you
him.
go. There you go.
So that's how it got started.
You know, it's one of the things I talk about on the show. The main objective of the show is to find happiness. You know, I try to teach that. You know, I want people happy. You know, but
Yes,
generational wealth and the blueprint is what's important. You know, I think that, you
right.
know, other races, and I don't get into race shit, you know what I'm saying? You know, but other races, they stick together and they teach their children how to get money, how to be successful. They
Exactly.
teach them the blueprint. You feel me? You know,
Right.
our culture, you know, you got to understand, we just a few generations away from slavery. You understand?
Mm,
So we just been able to vote for 50 something years. You know, so when you're
right.
talking about teaching your kids how to get money and be successful, what's been embranded and branded into our development and into our mind is, and I just said this on an interview last night, if you get a job at Ford and you work there for 20, 30 years and you retire and you get a pension, that's considered being successful in our community. You
Mm,
understand? But then you ask that person, were you happy? You know,
exactly.
I don't want to work 30, 40 years just to have a check that's going to pay my rent. You feel me? That's not happiness to me.
Exactly.
God didn't put
It's
us here
not.
for that. That's right, right?
It's not. And I'm gonna tell you this. Like I haven't told the world yet. So when your show airs, it'll come out.
Okay,
But I recently just walked away from my 9 to 5. I just quit.
there
I
you
just
go.
quit my job, and I'm full time self-employed entrepreneur.
Good for you.
And the main reason was because I wasn't happy. I was not happy working
Good
for a
for you.
job. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna step out on faith. I'm gonna jump, and I'm gonna find my happiness. And man, these last 3 months has been the happiest times in my life
Good for you,
because I'm
man.
doing exactly what I love.
Good for you. I tell you, man, you at your best when your back is against the wall. When you gotta eat, and you at your best. That's when it
Yeah.
all comes together. There's a book. Damn, what's his name? The dude from Fubu that owns Fubu, Draymond. I forget his last name. Uh,
Um, Damon John.
there you go. He's on Shark Tank and shit. I just read his book, The Power of Broke. You know, and a lot of people don't understand that sometimes having a big budget is worse than not having any money
Mm,
at all. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have shit. You know what I'm saying? So it made him make his decisions better, smarter, because he didn't have a lot of money. He couldn't make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
I
Exactly.
encourage, and that's why most people aren't business owners and shit, because it takes a lot for you to throw off that security blanket and say, I'm going all for me. You feel me?
Oh, right. Right.
You know, I was working for years. I was a general manager in restaurants and Darden and different restaurants, and I made $100,000 a year. And you know, when I walked away from that, people thought I was crazy. And
Oh man. No.
I got into the travel industry because I live down here in Florida, and I got into the travel industry, and I went from having 120 employees to just working for me, just myself, commission only,
Wow.
no hourly and
Wow.
security, none of that shit. And all my life, I said, you know I'm capable of doing something else. Now, $100,000 a year, you think is good money, but it's a trap.
Mm,
It's a trap. You know
mm,
why? Because they had me there 70 fucking hours a week, working
yep.
Saturdays and Sundays, feeding other people's kids on Thanksgiving and shit. You know what I'm saying? And instead of doing my own thing, but it's a trap. So $100,000 is not enough for you to be truly financially free, but it's enough for you to forget about your own ambition.
Mm.
You understand?
Hey,
So
you forget.
I walked away from that shit, man. I looked in the mirror and said, I know I'm better. And I got into the travel industry, and the place that I started working in 2008, I now own the company that I start working
Mm.
at. That's one of the companies I own. You know what I'm saying? So it went from, having that security blanket to, what I'm saying, doing my own thing. But we're not here talking about me. They see me every week. I got a couple questions for you. I think that
Okay.
there's a spark. Everyone gets a spark. Everyone has that somebody that gave them something to get them going. So I just want to ask somewhat of a personal question, but nothing too crazy. Talk to me a little bit about how you came up before the business, before the adulthood, when you was a child. Walk me through that. What was some of the adversities? What made the CEO Kandace?
Ah, that's a great question. What made CEO? I don't know. I always had a boss mentality. I'm the older cousin,
Okay,
but I'm the baby. I'm the baby of the family. I have two older brothers.
right.
But my brothers are older than me, 10 years plus older than me. So I've always been had a boss mentality. I always was a leader. All people always followed. Um, Growing up, it was cool. Everything was cool with growing up. Um, I'm trying to think. High school was the first time I came across entrepreneurship.
Yeah, me too.
And basically I was selling CDs and selling candy in school, hustling.
Man,
You know,
I did the same shit.
I don't even know why. Like when I think back on it, I don't even know why, but that's what I did.
Yeah,
And I played sports, of course. So that built character, that built discipline in me.
right.
I was the point guard, so I was
Okay,
automatically the leader.
there
So
you
I
go.
think just going through life, as I look back now, it's like, wow, yeah, so it's just always a setup to
I,
get here.
I wanted to ask that question because it makes you really think about, okay, where did it come from?
Right.
And I don't like telling interview people. I don't really call them interviews. I just like talking. But I like to get people to think, because somewhere down the line it started. Leadership. It's really about
Yeah,
leadership.
exactly.
Business owners, it's about leadership, not being afraid, to take risk.
Mhm.
But it
Mhm.
comes from somewhere, you know what I'm saying? And the one thing that I preach all the time, especially to our people, is that we're most of us are put in such harsh situations that itself creates an entrepreneur mentality, because you fending for your life. You feel me?
Mm.
We didn't have, I'm not speaking on your upbringing because I don't know, but for me, we didn't have a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? And you had to go get it. When I was 12 years old, I was delivering papers on roller skates. I had a whole fucking apartment complex. Man, they used to laugh at me, but I had guap. You know what I'm saying? I had my money and shit, but I had to do that because if I wanted clothes, if I wanted shoes, if I wanted all these things, I had to go out there and get it, man. So that's why I asked that question, man. Thanks for talking to me about that. All right, now we talked about how you started the business. You have a website that I thought was pretty interesting. Why don't you walk me through that? How's it work?
My website,
Yeah.
justcallmeceo.com. So I just launched the website. So I wanted to just try to tell my story with this website, because a lot of people don't know what does it mean, just call me CEO. So I wanted to kind of get something to tell my story, tell what I offer. So I built my own website actually. So I put it together,
Okay.
and I'm gonna use it to tell my story. Just call me CEO is an umbrella of things, starting from entrepreneur to CEO to a business consultant to my big dream goal is to be a motivational speaker. I
Okay.
want to coach. I want to coach other young entrepreneurs, young adults. To believe in yourself, trust in yourself, have faith. Because when I was going through, the things to start my business and trying to get family and friends to understand, I don't want to work a 9 to 5 for 30 years, 40 years.
No.
Nobody was there to say, okay, well, we support you. Everybody's like, well, why? They didn't understand. I had a great job paying like 70 grand a year.
Yeah.
And they was like, you want to walk away from that? I'm like, yes, yes.
Yeah. They don't get
So
it. People don't get it. They don't get it.
yeah,
That's
they don't
okay
get
though.
it.
That's okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They get it now.
Yeah, they
They
understand.
get it now when they see what I'm doing. But just call me CEO.com is just a platform I'm gonna use to tell my story of who Kandace is and who CEO is. So um that's what I'm gonna use that for. I got a lot of stuff I'm gonna add in there, videos, interviews, um, and eventually one of my biggest mentors is Les Brown,
Okay.
and I look up to him and I listen to a lot of his speeches, and I just want to be a speaker. I want to be a motivator, something similar to what he's doing.
Right. I think that, me and my business partner, we were having a discussion today. We about 3 generations away, I think, from being self-sufficient. And what I mean by, as
Yeah,
a people, and what I
yeah,
mean by that is I think, if this generation really, our generation, our fathers and all that, well, your grandfather, because my son is 30, so you about,
what?
yeah, you about my son's
Really?
age. Yeah, I'm 51, man. I've
No,
been
I
on this
can't
earth for a
tell.
long time, man. Yeah, he'll
That's
be he'll,
amazing.
he'll be 30 in a week. Um, you know, but my parents' generation was the hard worker.
Yeah.
My father's father, you know what I'm saying, they come from a different time. They come from,
Mm,
not being able to drink at the same water fountains, not being able to get lunch at Woolworths, all the shit you see, from the civil rights movement and all that. They set that up. My father, it was just about hard work. You can get ahead if you work hard. You understand?
right.
Now, and
Right.
then my generation is like, okay, I can get ahead if I can work hard, but now there's opportunities for me to do even better, right? And now our kids are gifted a little bit more of the blueprint. Now your generation is like, a lot of people your age are like, look, we're gonna take this even further. CEOs. Now what's happening is you want to share that information to other people.
Exactly.
Now think about where
Exactly.
we're at and think about evolution of our people. If more people like yourself and like myself, that we're just out here spewing information and giving people game, what it's going to be in 3 generations. You understand? We're going to change shit. Our
Oh
communities are
yeah.
going to change. The way we're looked at is going to
So
change.
we shouldn't be the minority.
I don't,
We shouldn't be the minority race.
my thing is, like I said, I don't get into because I'm mixed. My mother's white, my father's black, and I consider myself African American. Of course I do. Cause where I'm from Kentucky. You black, white, or Mexican? Where I'm from, you know what I mean? So I'm definitely identified with my black side, but I'm also not, you know, it's not just about. I don't feel in my daily wake ups. For me, it's not just about our people either. It's about oppressed people in general, because
Mm,
all people of color has been oppressed one way or the other. Your Indians and your Muslims and people, Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? So my crusade is for everyone. But yeah, when you're taking care of your own household, I don't look at minority, majority. I don't look at none of that shit. Compared to what? I don't want to compare us to
exactly.
nobody. You understand? Let's
Exactly.
do our own thing. Because I guarantee you, the other races are not saying majority, minority. They don't give a shit about nothing. They getting money. You understand?
Money.
So we got to focus on the right thing. But 3 generations away, shit, you ain't gonna be able to tell us nothing. As long as we reach these kids young,
Uh-huh.
before they start getting angry, before they start looking up at influences that have negative results. When I was a kid, a lot of the neighborhoods I come from, you either rap, you either sold drugs, or you play sports. That was it. Or worked in the factory. That was the success. Wasn't no business
Right.
owners. It really wasn't. You didn't look at people. When I was young, I thought you had to have $1 million to start a business. I didn't know anybody could start a business. You know? How much money did it cost you to start your business?
Oh, I started 1500.
1,500.
1500.
Anybody can scrape and save that. You feel me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They
At
don't understand. Go ahead, talk to me.
1500. $1,500. You can start for even less. I can teach you how to start for less than that. But I started
Shit.
with 1500. I bought 2 machines, 500 each. Uh couple $100 to buy some snacks to fill it up, and I got an LLC. It was all about
That's
$1,500.
it. That's it. Anybody can do that. Anybody can do it. You just got
Anybody.
to have some courage. Well, not anybody. I can't say anybody. Anybody is capable of doing it if they have that spark, if they have that leader mentality, if they're not afraid of stepping outside of the hourly lifestyle. I don't knock people for working. Listen, I'm like, if you
Yeah,
work
yeah, yeah.
early, that's your thing. Do you? But do you know that you could do this too? You understand?
Right.
Give them that. If they're comfortable with that, that's fine. You got to understand, 98% of the world are followers anyway. 98%. There's only 2% leading this shit, and only 1% with all the money. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you got to narrow it down somehow.
If we educate, like I plan to educate my son, you can do this. You can either be a business owner or you can work. But
Yeah,
it's,
yeah,
it's your choice. But if we give them the education and the knowledge, then
most
they'll
definitely.
find their way.
And
That's
you
what I
teach them
believe.
about credit, and you teach them
Yeah.
about stocks and 401k. I didn't know. I'm a late bloomer. I ain't gonna lie to you. Everybody knows on the show I'm an alcoholic. I don't drink anymore. It's been 12 years. Thank God. You know what I'm saying? It was the best thing I ever did. But I didn't know a lot of shit because I wasn't taught. And it was in the restaurant business is how I learned how to run a company. I was a general manager of a company by the time I was 24, and I had 100 and something employees. But I had people around me that cared about me. They had no reason to help me and develop me and give me game, but they brought me in that circle. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm gonna give you game. This is how you do this. This is how you do this. This is how you maneuver. This is how you put this money to this and it. I didn't know. I didn't know about stocks and how that shit worked till about 6-7 years ago. I'm a late bloomer, but you know what? If I learn something today, I'm on the Wake Your Ass Up show next Monday, telling it to somebody else.
Telling, teaching.
That's
Right.
your responsibility, young lady. Because listen, you got it. You know what I'm saying? Teach everybody you
Appreciate
know.
that.
Teach everybody you know,
Oh,
man. Because together we're powerful. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
We a powerful bunch. And that's one thing I seen on your website. You was actually telling folks how to do what you do.
Oh,
And I
I'm
applaud
sharing
you
the
for that.
knowledge.
I applaud you for that, man, because there's so much fucking money out here. You know what I'm saying? And see, that's the problem. Sometimes with our people, we crabs in the bucket sometimes. You know what I'm saying? We see somebody doing something, we want to pull them down and do all of that.
Yeah, you don't want to see them get ahead of you, but
No, that's not part of the
you help
blueprint.
somebody else.
Yeah.
You help somebody else. That's gonna push you forward.
Yeah, yeah. The show is about the show that I'm doing tonight is really about contacts, and it's about people in your circle and people you know. There's a show on called what's it called? Undercover Billionaire. I don't know if you've ever seen the show, but if you haven't, I want you to because it's going to inspire you. And
Undercover billionaire or undercover boss?
Undercover Billionaire is different.
Okay,
So
no,
what
no,
they
I hadn't
do,
saw that one.
they take a billionaire, right? They drop them off in a city. They give them a pickup truck and they give them $100, and that's it. They have to be a millionaire in 90 days. All they have is $100, a pickup truck, but you can't use any of your contacts. You can't use any of your resources. You can't use anybody. You can't even use your name. You see what I'm
Okay.
saying? So it's a spin-off of the other one, but this one I think is more interesting because you see B, the dude that does the 10X, I don't know his name because I don't follow that shit.
Grant Cardone.
Yeah, there you go. He was on it. Couldn't do it. He'll tell you it's the hardest thing he ever did. And basically, I say that to say this because the tonight's show is talking about contacts. It's about who you know. It's about your network, just like you reached out to me. Now you got somebody you can call the rest of your life and get some game if you need to, if you need to ask some questions, or if you need to introduce your company to the Orlando market. You know what I'm saying? You want to, hey, love, how I get over there? You know what I'm saying? What you got going on over there? You know, shit like that. But that's how you do it. It's about networking. You lose that network and you give them people $100. Don't get me wrong, some of them did it. And the first thing they did is start getting people. I need you. I want what you can do and what you can do and what you can do and what you can do, and I'm gonna put that shit together, and y'all gonna all do that shit for me for free. And then I'm gonna sell you this dream, then we're gonna develop this. And in 90 days, some of them had that $1 million, and they started with $100, no place to live, they had to sleep in the truck. You gotta check
Yeah,
it out.
I gotta check that out. That sound interesting.
That's pure
But yeah,
hustle.
it's definitely about networking. I'm not shy to reach out to people. I love meeting people, especially business minded people. So it's definitely about who
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
And one of my biggest things I've learned is I need help. A lot of us are scared to ask for help, but even myself. But now I'm learning as I get older. I need help. I can't do it all by myself.
you need help. You
And
can't do
I
everything.
take the name. Yeah, I can't do everything myself.
That's right.
And I take the name CEO. I'm a real CEO. I do everything. I hold the hat, all many hats. But I'm learning now. You can't do everything. So
No, you can't.
I'm reaching out to people. I need your help with this.
Yeah.
You know.
I own 4 companies, and each one of those companies, there's a key people in those companies that I put there that's smarter than I am about what I'm doing. You understand?
Exactly.
I just started the lingerie company a few months ago, and I got a young man, William Sterling, brought him on because I design, but I don't know how to sew. You know what I'm saying? So I got the baddest fashion designer in Orlando and said, listen, help me out. This is my vision. You know what I'm saying? And how can you help me get this going in terms of, I don't want the designs. I'm gonna design my own shit. I want you to make patterns for me. I want you to make my shit for me. You know what I'm saying? He brought me on. We sit down, talk X's and O's or whatnot. But that's how you gotta do it. If you want to sell, like even in your vending machine, there's gonna come a point where you're gonna have to bring people in, sales reps, and you trying to franchise. I seen on one of your interviews, you trying to franchise your business. You're gonna need somebody in charge. You can't do all that shit by yourself.
I can't do it
You're
all.
gonna be dead.
Right. right now, man, I'm the sales rep, I'm the delivery driver, I'm the stocker, I'm
Yeah,
I'm everything right now.
that's
So
all right.
I'm
That's all right.
definitely gonna start hiring.
And
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 and you
and
say you do lingerie?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, man, yeah. I do. Well, I have bibwear too, which is streetwear. Business is business. Anybody that's getting money, as far as the clothes and the outfit, that represents money. That's what bibwear is about. And I kind of hit a snag with that. I was just talking about this last night because at that time I didn't have people because I want to make my own shit. You know what I'm saying? But at that time I
Yeah.
didn't have somebody that could do that. So I just got into the heat press game. T-shirts, hoodies, shit like that, and like the shit you got on. I do all that. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool, but it wasn't like my passion. It was like drawing some shit and seeing that shit on somebody. You know what I mean? And so now that I have that, I started the lingerie line. So I do all kind of shit. Still do the music, do all of that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stay busy.
That's
Multiple revenue streams, right?
multiple streams. Yeah.
That's
I
right.
teach that a lot too.
Yeah, yeah, for
I'm
sure.
always looking for the next thing to invest in.
You got your head
That's
on.
amazing.
I'm sorry to cut you off. You got your head on straight, and I'm happy for your little 2-year-old because they're gonna have game. Is a boy or girl?
Oh, yeah. A boy,
Little boy.
and I,
All right.
I I bring him with me when we fill these machines.
That's
I'm
right.
teaching him early
That's right.
because he about 16, he'll be out. I get him a little car. Hey, go fill those machines,
That's
son.
right. He's gonna be
Hopefully
so
25
far.
years old.
Think about it. He's gonna be so
Ahead,
far ahead
right?
of the game. So far ahead of the game. People think they have to go to business. I seen you went to school too, but people say I got to go to business college to do. No, you don't really. Not business.
No, no,
You
no.
need to go to if you're gonna be a doctor, some shit like that. But business, shit. Eh, In the restaurant business, I used to have people go to school for that shit. They didn't know shit when they came to the restaurant. But that server that's been a server for 5 years that moved up to manager knew everything. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
crazy.
you gotta get out here and
Yeah,
actually do the job.
yeah. Everything I learned, all my skills was learned on the job training. I went to school, and probably one of my biggest regret is going to school, going to college. That's a big bill I gotta pay. But um, all my skills came from the workplace, from the jobs I've had. So
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, listen, we're gonna have to wrap it up. We went. Shit's supposed to be 10 minutes. We've been talking like 40 minutes. We're gonna wrap it up. But
all right,
before we go, I got a little game for you. Now
okay.
I'm gonna test the skill set. I'm not expecting you to know the answers. This is some shit I didn't know either. I googled the shit just because I'm starting new shit with my show, and I like using my little buttons and shit. That Ryan, that's my IT guy. He put little buttons on here. I get to push and shit. So I got a
All
game
right.
show. I got 3 little questions. Answer them the best way you can, and it's either gonna be right or wrong. And then I'm gonna tell you the answer. But guess what? After that, you're gonna know. You're gonna
Okay.
know because it's shit related to your industry. So All right, that's from Jeopardy. They probably gonna sue me, but I don't give a shit. I'm not big enough for it. I told you I only got 3 fans. Shit. So, all right, first question. What year was the first vending machine invented in the United States?
I definitely don't know.
I'm gonna stump you. You don't know?
I definitely don't know, but I'm gonna take a guess.
Okay.
Because they got some machines out here that's pretty old.
Mm-hmm.
I know at least 50 years. So I'm gonna say 1950.
Oh, actually, hold on. Nah, that shit wasn't right. Nah, they older than that. Yo, listen, I was mind boggled when I heard the answer. For the United States, here's the answer. 1888 is the year that we saw the first vending machine in the United States. It was launched by Thomas Adams Gum Company in New York City.
I'm writing this down.
Yep. His name was Thomas Adams Gum Company. That was the name of the company out of New York. And the name of the gum was Tutti Frutti. Tutti Frutti gum.
Now, I've heard of the gum.
I've heard
of that gum.
That's not the one with the zebra, is it? It might be.
Yeah, that's it.
It might be. Anyway.
1888.
Yep. A number of these dispensaries were installed along the subway and the streets to target commuters. So they had the shit in the subways where there's a million people. And on the street, I don't know if you've ever been in Manhattan, man, but there's so many, you can't swing a dead cat without hitting somebody in Manhattan. And so they probably made all kind of money on the gun. All right, ready? Second question.
Yes.
Do you know who was actually the first person to invent a vending machine? You might not have to know his name, you don't have to know the year, but just something relative to it. Do you know who was actually the first person to invent a vending machine?
I do not.
All right.
I do not. I need to do some research in my own industry.
That's okay, but listen, it's fun facts. It ain't gonna make you no money or lose you no money, but they're fun facts. I thought this shit was funny. Here's the answer. In the 1st century A.D., this is a long time ago. That's before they put years on the shit. I think it was actually 70 A.D. or some shit. Hero of Alexandria designed the first vending machine. It dispensed holy water after insertion of a coin. So these fuckers be over in church and they drinking up all the holy water and shit. And somebody said, hold on, I don't know how you get holy water. I thought you just blessed water, so I didn't know there's a shortage of that shit. But to keep people from drinking too much holy water, he made a machine that you actually put the money in, or it's not money, you put some kind of weight. It was like a little round disc, and you put in there and it dispensed just enough holy water for one person. Then it shut back down.
That's interesting. That's kind of like what they doing now with the holy water. You know, you leave the TV on all night, and you wake up like 3, 4 in the morning. They selling holy water. So they were selling holy water in 70 A.D.
Yeah, 70 A.D. man.
They selling holy water now.
His name was Hero of Alexandria. All right, third question.
All right.
How much is the vending machine industry worth?
I know this one.
Okay.
It's worth around $30 billion. It's a $30 billion industry.
You damn close. The vending machine market in the United States is estimated at $36.5 billion in the year 2020. The country currently accounts for 27.13% share in the global market. So 27% of all vending machine money is from the United States. You are in a market, my dear, that has a whole bunch of money in it. So
I don't mind sharing the knowledge. That's why.
Yeah, you can tell everybody in Baton Rouge about that shit. There's enough money, but they still got to have your hustle, right?
Oh yeah.
And that's what it comes down to.
I can give you the knowledge, but you gotta go out there and put it to work.
No doubt. Now listen,
my slogan.
Yeah, we got to get out of here, but real quick, how can people find you?
Find me online. Just call me CEO. I tag myself everywhere.
So IG, all that.
Facebook, IG, Clubhouse is the new thing. My tag, just call me CEO. Just call me CEO.com. KandyCo Vending.com.
That's what's
You want to learn about the vending machine business? Hit me up. We'll get on a Zoom call. I'll teach you everything I know.
Yeah. Yo, listen, man, it was an honor having you on your show. Thank you. Thank you for coming to the show. Cause you spreading the same shit that I'm trying to spread, and I'm an old dude. You know, I'm trying to get young people to watch my shit. You know, they don't like seeing old people just sit up there and talk all night and shit. Cause you know they don't want to hear that. But when they see somebody their age out here getting money, you know they're gonna listen. So I'm glad you came.
Yeah, they'll listen.
And let's stay in
Thanks
contact
for
too.
responding.
No, man,
Yeah,
that's
I
what I
got
do.
you.
That's what I do. Listen, a lot of people be calling begging for shit. They're like, what you calling me for shit? And some people call for good shit. You call the network. If you got to call about some questions, I'll answer all that shit because I get free game all day long. I don't charge people for nothing. But, you know, some people just want to call and just, you know, beg. Can you sign me? What do you do? Shit. You know what I'm saying? Sign me. I'm working hard. I'm better than everybody in the world, and I want you to sign me. I'm like, man, your approach needs some work. Shit. I know the music ain't no good because you approaching the wrong way. If your music was that good, you wouldn't be approaching me with that shit. That's for sure. But anyway,
Listen,
I appreciate you.
I'm always out in your area, so I'll be out there probably this summer.
Hit me
I'm gonna
up.
reach out to you.
Hit me up. I'm right down the road from Disney.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring my son to Disney this summer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reach out to you.
There you go. Make sure you do that. And we're going to send you out a Bidware shirt. That's business is business. And that's going to come out into the mail. I appreciate it. Make sure you tag a brother when you know what I'm saying, when you put that shirt on. And that way we can cross promote. And anything I can do to help you in the business, in your business, any questions you got, I've been doing it a long time, so I might be able to help you with something. And if you ever try to franchise in Orlando, some shit like that, you officially have somebody in Orlando that's your guy. All right?
All right, man. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you too. You have a good night, man. God bless.
All right. Good
All
night.
right.